in the class, and after the explanation, the notes would be dictated, right? Now, the dictation of the notes is important because howsoever attentive you may be in the class, but after the class ends and maybe after 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, you'll be requiring a document to refer to so that you can revise that particular class. PSIR syllabus is quite huge, and therefore it is important that the entire syllabus should be summarized in crisp notes. Okay. So if you look at the syllabus of PSIR, it is consisting of 4 sections. We have paper 1, and then we have paper 2. Okay. Now, paper 1 is having 2 sections, section A and section B. Similarly, paper 2 is also having section A and section B. Okay. In paper 1, section A, we have to study about political theory and thought. Okay. So basically, Western political thought, Plato, Aristotle, Machiavelli, Hobbes, Locke, Hannah Arendt, Gramsci, Mill, Marx. We have to study about the Indian political thought. And then we have other topics like ideologies, equality, justice, rights. ये सारी चीजें हमें 1A में पढ़नी है. And effectively this forms that base for the political science, right? Then we have paper 1, section B. Here we have to study about Indian government and politics. So basically, Indian government and politics, it includes chapters like Indian nationalism, perspective on Indian nationalism, the Indian national movement, then making of Indian constitution, salient features of the constitution, federalism, principal organs of the state, and then we will make a transition towards the politics part, and that is role of religion, caste, ethnicity into Indian politics, party system, pressure groups, social movements, and there's also a particular chapter on planning and economic development. Now, in this part, you will find that there will be a greater overlap with general studies paper 2. Okay, and some sections that we have to study here also is having overlap with GS paper 3. Then paper 2 is basically the paper of comparative politics and international relations, wherein paper 2 section A we have to study about comparative politics. We have to study about the theory of international relations. We have to study about the concepts related to international relations. Then in paper 2 section B, we have to study about the bilateral relations of India and great powers, and then India and the neighborhood, we have to study about the bilateral relations. Now, before even looking into the syllabus of PSIR, since you people are about to start your journey of the civil services preparation, I would like to highlight that what is the importance of any optional paper. Maybe most of you who are sitting here, you are decided that you have to take PSIR optional. Maybe some of you are having still this doubt in mind that whether you should go for PSIR optional or any other optional, okay, because UPSC provides you that long list of optionals. Now, what I normally suggest is that you should take certain factors into consideration before selecting the optional paper, and this is very important right at the start because optionals contribute 500 marks into your marks tally. And if you will consider the overlap part, it is generally 500 plus that the optionals contribute. And optional subject is also one subject wherein UPSC requires that depth analysis. Maybe in general studies you require some general awareness about the topics, right? But when you are reading the optional, earlier there used to be two optionals, now there's one optional. So when you're looking at the optional, when you're studying optional, the UPSC expects that you should have, in fact, the notification says that the knowledge that that is required in optional paper should be higher than the graduation level and lower than the post graduation level. Although notification is saying it, but in essence, you'll find that it is generally higher than the post graduation level. And therefore, selecting optional is very crucial. So if you are still not decided on the optional, take some time and consider certain factors and then decide, because this subject is going to stay with you throughout the preparation. Okay. Now, if you ask me that what are the parameters on the basis of which you should select the optional paper, I would say that there can be 4 parameters. The first is interest in the subject, that are you really interested in reading that subject or not, because you have to spend good amount of time with this. And ideally, optional should be one subject wherein you should not feel stressed out when you are reading it. Matlab sara sab kuch pad liya, and then when you are reading the optional, the interest should be so high that you will feel that it's not kind of work, you are enjoying studying that. Then only you will be able to complete that. Okay, so first and the foremost parameter is that whether you are having interest in the subject or not. Many people select any optional just because the fact that syllabus is small, just because the fact that many toppers are coming from that optional, just because of the fact that any of the notes or the books were available to them. So don't make that mistake. And how to know that whether you are interested in the subject or not? For that, look into the syllabus of that particular optional. It is very well, it is available on the UPSC website. And also look at the previous year questions of that optional subject. It is also available on the UPSC website. एक section है previous year questions, उसमें आप exam select करेंगे. It is very much available. Now the syllabus will make you understand that what is UPSC wanting you to read, and the previous year question will tell you what is UPSC asking. What is UPSC asking? So first parameter is interest. Then the second parameter that one should consider is that whether there is a good guidance available or not. Good guidance, good books available or not. Because if you have a good guidance available, then maybe your effort will be less. And ultimately, at the end of the day, it is a competition. It's not just about passing the exam. कि जितने लोग 60% से ऊपर ले आएंगे, they will all be qualified. No, it is basically a kind of competition wherein you have to be better than others. It may sound negative, but this is the fact. You have to be better than others. So when you have a good guidance available, the only difference is that when you are doing it all yourself, then you have to start from scratch, from zero. And then you have to reach till the highest point, right? And in this course, you may make many mistakes. And the one very frequent mistake is that students start reading too many books for one particular topic. And then they realize that what they are doing is not sustainable, and then they leave that thing also, isn't it? So, in this course, you make that mistake. Somehow, when a good guidance is available, you avoid this mistake because the teacher, the institute is well aware that what is to be read and what is not to be read. So, good book, good institute available, they will make your journey a bit more comfortable for you. So, in the classes, the topic that is taught, maybe in the class of 2.5 hours, the topic was finished, you understood it. If there's any doubt, you asked from the question from the teacher, and if the notes have been given to you. The same topic, if you try to do yourself, maybe it may take 2 days to understand and make notes out of it. Okay, so that's why when a good guidance is available, things are a bit easier for you. Okay. Third parameter that you should consider is the overlap in the syllabus. That how much overlap that optional is having with general studies and with essay paper. For example, mathematics optional, again, it's a very good optional. But if you see the overlap with the general studies and essay paper, it is minimum, it is almost zero. Okay. And therefore, what you'll have to do is that separately you'll have to study for mathematics optional and again separately for general studies and the essay paper. But if you are selecting any of the arts paper, most probably whether it is geography, sociology, or political science or history, then you'll find that there will be some overlap with the general studies in the essay paper to the different degrees. Maybe there will be certain subjects having more overlap, certain subjects having less overlap, but definitely there will be some kind of overlap. The rule is more the overlap, less is going to be your effort. Then the fourth parameter that you should consider, that what is the success rate of that optional. Again, it may also sound negative that basically we are saying that which is more successful and then we are selecting the optional. But the fact remains that we are choosing any optional, whether it's mathematics, with English literature, or sociology, political science, geography. We are doing so because our ultimate aim is selection. Because had it been just the knowledge part, then you would have pursued higher studies, PhD into that. But here the objective is to get selection, and therefore the success rate matters. And there have been optionals at different point of time which have given good results, and there have been optionals who have been suppressed as such. So, four parameters you have to consider: the interest, guidance, overlap, and success. Having said that, there are many optional subjects which are generally students select for their exam. I will tell you that how PSIR is a good optional on these four parameters, because I am a teacher of political science and therefore I know better about PSIR than the other optionals. Okay. Now the first parameter was interest. Now, whether you are interested in the subject or not, that is your personal call, and that you will determine by looking into the syllabus and the previous year question. Okay, that is for you to decide. If you ask me, I find PSIR syllabus quite interesting, because here you have to study a wide spectrum of subject, right from the Western political thought to Indian political thought. We have to study about rights, we have to study about democracy, we have to study about justice, we have to study about Indian government and politics, we have to study about comparative politics, we have to study about the international relations. So all these subjects, they are according to me quite interesting, but again it is going to be your call. Okay. The second parameter is the guidance. Right. Now here I would say that the result of Shubhra Ranjan IAS speaks for itself. This year also we had 133 plus selections from our mains program. These are not the selections of the interview, these are the selections of the mains program, including the foundation courses in all modes, whether it is the on-demand course or online or offline mode. And it also includes the answer writing program and crash course. Okay. For example, this year rank 1, Shikti Dubey, she was in our answer writing and mentorship program, which includes 25 tests, and the crash course, which has some 25 lectures wherein we are trying to summarize the entire syllabus. Okay. Rank 2, Harshita Goyal, she was from the foundation course having complete lectures, but it was in the on-demand format. That means we have one particular course wherein all the lectures are given at one go. So since Harshita Goyal, she had switched her optional from commerce, and it was her third attempt. In the previous two attempts, she had kept commerce as an optional, and this year she switched from commerce to political science, and she was aware of the fact that PSIR is having quite big syllabus, and therefore she subscribed for our recorded classes. So all the lectures of the foundation course only were clubbed together. They were given to her in the digital mode, and she started doing 2 lectures, 3 lectures per day, so that she can catch up with the schedule of 2024. And it worked for her. In her very first attempt with PSIR optional, she was able to get rank 2. Similarly, we have rank 14 Abhishek Vashisht. We have rank 30 Smith Panchal, who was the student. He was sitting here in this class only. He was a student of the foundation batch in the offline mode, the July batch. He attended all the lectures. Similarly, we have rank 91. There are other rankers also, but why I'm reminded of rank 91? Because Manu Garg, again, he's a very special student of ours. He's differently abled. He's 100% blind, and he did this foundation course that the workshop for which is today, and he did it in the online mode because of the special situation with him. He could not come to the classes, and therefore he was doing it in the tablet mode, right? So many students, they have benefited. This year we had 133 plus selections. Last year also we had 112 something. Before that also we had 106 selections, and I think before that it was 101 or 102. So the results have been increasing, have been improving, and PSIR is giving good results. Shubhra Ranjan IS is giving good results. Okay, you can listen to the toppers talk, and you'll find that most of them they have suggested. Then third is the overlap. Now here clearly we can say that of all the optional, PSIR is one optional having the maximum overlap, right? So it is, if you see some sections of GS1, particularly Indian national movement, post-independence India, world history, we have to study in political science also. There can be some overlap with the Indian society part that we have to study in GS1. Similarly, GS2 almost entirely. GS2 has 3 sections: polity, governance, IR. So if you leave the governance part, which is not having much overlap, polity and IR is almost covered here. Okay, so to a greater extent, I'm not saying that GS2 is completely covered, but yes, to a greater extent, it is being covered in political science, because there also you have to study about parliament, fundamental rights, judiciary. Here also we have to study about all those things. In GS3, there's a lesser overlap. For example, we have to study about green revolution, economic reforms, land reforms, Nehruvian economy, Gandhian and Nehruvian perspective. We have to study this in political science also, and that is useful for your general studies paper 3 also. Not very much overlapping in GS3, but yes, there's a minor overlap. When we talk about general studies 4, here there is a substantial overlap, because in GS4 we have 2 sections. We have the case studies and we have the philosophical part of it, right? Now this part can be very much catered by the knowledge that you are getting from political science paper 1A. In fact, there have been direct questions on Socrates, on Rawls' theory of justice, on Ambedkar, on Gandhi. So a lot of the philosophy that you are studying in 1A, what is justice, what is rights, okay, bureaucracy, what was the thought process of Plato, Aristotle, Machiavelli, what was the thought process of Gandhi, Buddha, Sir Syed Ahmad Khan, Ambedkar, it can very well be integrated in general studies paper 4. Okay. Even essay paper, now you'll find that the trend is that good number of topics are coming from the philosophical section, right? So you'll get a lot of fodder points from the political science wherein you can use it into the essay paper, right? And more philosophical the topic is, better it would be for you to address that particular question. In fact, there have been many toppers who have used their optional knowledge in the essay, because you have been given 1 line and you have to write 10 pages, 11 pages on that. So you require that kind of fodder material, and PSIR optionals helps you in that particular way. Similarly, when you reach the interview stage, whatever will be your optional, the questions are definitely asked from 4 fields. One is your DAF, the form that you fill, which is there in front of the board members. that is having your personal information and your academic and if any professional experience you have, or any kind of hobby. Second is the question are asked from Indian economy. Third is from Indian politics, and the fourth is from international relations. Now, the optional paper of PSIR will definitely help you in answering the question asked from IR, international relation and Indian politics section. And again, after selection, in fact, what you are studying in the international relation will be useful to you if you are entering the foreign services, and what you are studying in Indian government and politics will be useful in it is also taught after selection also. So overlap, be convinced that PSIR is the optional having maximum overlap. And the fourth is the success rate. Okay. So I told that this year 133 selections have been from Shubhra Ranjan IAS institutes only, and there must have been some 4-5 in more selections. So in total, if there are 140 selections from one particular option in an exam which is having some 950 vacancies, then it is a good number to go with. Okay, and unlike other optionals, you'll find that PSIR has not been fluctuating. It has given that consistent results throughout. Okay, so success rate is also quite good. So if you are convinced by these 4 parameters, I think PSIR is the optional for you. Also, one factor that any optional that you select, not every part you are going to like in equal manner. Okay, there will be certain sections which you may not like, but you have to see the syllabus and then decide that what topics interest you the most. Okay. So if you are decided, take your time, decide. And if you're decided and if you're targeting the next year of the exam, then the batch is starting from 15th of November. Okay, so the date is 15th of November. It is going to be a 9 months batch. Okay, plus the timing is going to be 11 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. Okay. In the syllabus that you see, 1A topics that you have, you can download it from UPSC website also. 1A section would be taught by Shubhra Ranjan ma'am. Okay. Section 1B, that is Indian government and politics. This is the section that I take. Okay. And similarly, the paper 2 section A, comparative politics, from topic number 1 to 4. That is starting from the comparative politics, state in comparative perspective, politics of representation and globalization, I take. So 1B and paper 2 section A, topic number 1 to 4, this is my portion. As we enter into paper 2, the theoretical part and the major topics here, the great powers and all, they are taken by Shubhra Ranjan ma'am. And there are certain topics, South Asia, Latin America, topics like United Nations, that is taken by Rohit Bansal sir. The pattern of the classes that we follow, that usually we have 3:3 ratio or 4:2 ratio of the classes. Okay. And this is the structure of this particular course. I hope you have understood it. And if you are thinking of starting your journey, then think on these parameters, and I think you should be able to take a wise decision. Rest, I can assure you that if you're ready to work hard, then whatever limited experience that we have in this field, definitely I believe that your hard work and our experience, our efforts can bring the success that you are looking for. Okay. So thank you so much for attending this workshop. And if you have any doubt after the session, you can ask from me. Thank you.